So today, I wanted to talk about one of the first methods in my new book, DIY Calm. And it's actually the #1 method shown in the book. And I'm going to share it with you today. I teach this to every one of my clients. So that's pretty cool. So here it is, my #1 method to calm when you're feeling anxiety, and that's anchored breathing. Anchored breathing. Now, I walked into my bank yesterday and I was amazed that it was so quiet. It was a Friday and no one else was there. That never happens. So I was doing some business with one of the tellers. The other two tellers were talking together the anxiety issues they were having. It seems that everywhere I go, I'm finding people struggling with this issue. And so, hey, in case you don't know, I'm Angie J. Hernandez, certified hypnotherapist from the Indiana Hypnosis Center, where bad habits don't have to last forever. Get rid of those bad habits with hypnosis. So I spoke with all 3 tellers for about 5 minutes about their anxiety after I left, and they were grateful to have information they'd never heard before. And that's why I'm so excited to announce the release of my new book, DIY Calm, 101 Ways to Instantly Change from Anxiety to Calm. I'm planning to have it published in the new year, but I thought I would start leaving tidbits here on the blog until then. And before we get going today, I want to tell you about my free report. It's 146 Ways Hypnotherapy Might Help You. And it's my extensive list of everyday problems that can be helped with hypnosis, the kind I see in my practice. And I'll share that PDF with you free. You can get it at indianahypnosiscenter.com. Click on the bar at the top. Now, my book, DIY Calm, has techniques that work with our mind and our body. Our physiology can be a big mystery to us, but here I'm working with several of our natural responses to affect a state of calm when anxiety's kicked in. In this video, you'll learn my #1 technique that I teach all of my clients. Let's get started. Now, you can pull yourself out of fear and anxiety states yourself. Fear and anxiety are emotions meant to protect us. We need to be afraid of touching a hot stove. We need to be anxious about trying new things like diving off a cliff. Those emotions are meant to protect and allow us a moment to think twice and be sure we want to proceed. After all, diving off that cliff might not be such a good idea if you're not a good swimmer or you can't see the bottom underneath the water, right? But when fear and anxiety are taking over, when that's not necessary, it can be at the very least a great inconvenience. And sometimes there are even times when the feeling seems to take over and a person can't even function normally. That's where DIY Calm comes in. I'm giving you a boatload of ideas and techniques to overcome unnecessary feelings that hamper you. These techniques are there when you need them. Most of these can be done in public, and they're so subtle, no one will notice that you're using them. Today, I'll show you my top way to use the vagus nerve response of calming through breathing. I teach this to every client I see because it's so simple and it works so quickly. It's useful to everyone. We all have occasion to breathe in a shallow manner, which acts to make us feel more unsettled. You know that feeling that maybe everything's not okay? Stop that feeling in its tracks with anchored breathing. Here's how you do it. Step 1 is you rub your thumb and 2 fingers together during the breathing. That helps you train yourself. All right. Now, we're going to breathe in a certain manner while we rub the fingers together. This part's the anchor. So we're going to breathe in for 4. We'll be holding the breath for 4, and then we exhale for a count to 4. And then you just repeat that as much as you need. So let's practice it together. So inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do it again. In, hold the breath, and release. one more. In. Hold that breath and release. See, I feel that calm now coming over me. And here's what I tell clients. Maybe 3 breaths like we just did would be enough. Maybe you need 10 breaths. And maybe you're so anxious that you need to breathe this way for 10 breaths or 10 minutes. So what? You're breathing anyway. So why not do it? Nobody will notice. The point is if you practice this several times a day for a few days in a row, really you will make it a learned response, and your body will start to recognize as soon as anxiety hits, this is the way I breathe to calm myself. Now, I use this very strongly with smokers, people that want to quit smoking. And one of the first things I ask them is, why did the times before when you tried to quit, why didn't it stick? Why did you go back? And they almost always tell me, I had something stressful happened. I had a bad day at work. You know, I had someone in the hospital, with someone in my family passed away. Some stressor that they felt they needed that cigarette to calm them. Now, we know cigarettes can't calm them because they're full of excitotoxins and stimulants, even sugar, to give you a high. But what does calm them is the way they breathe when they smoke, which is very similar to this anchored breathing. That calms you, and that's because of that physiological response. It's like when the doctor taps your knee and your foot flies up. It's a response you can't resist as long as you're alive. And this physiological way of breathing forces that same kind of reaction to your vagus nerve system, that nerve system that comes out of your brain like an upside down tree trunk, and then spreads out like branches to all your organs, sending signals from the brain to the organs and from the organs back to the brain. Breathing in this manner physiologically calms that whole system, and thus all of those organs and your brain, and then you physically begin to calm. So it's not woo-woo, it's not even hypnosis, it's physiological reaction, and that's why it works so well. So this is my number 1 tip, anchored breathing. It's the very first one in my upcoming book, DIY Calm, and there's 100 more of these tips throughout the whole book. So I hope you're as excited as I am that I'll be getting it out soon, getting it out soon to everyone. Everything is in the works, and I'm pretty excited. So, and in the meantime, look for Charlie's book, the children's picture book that I have ready. All right, bye-bye, guys. Thanks for watching.